Coming up, school bells ring in Prince George's. CTV News is next.
After a long, hot summer, it's back to school for the kids of Prince George's County. I'm Byron Scott. We'll have that story coming up.
It's a new chapter here at Eleanor Roosevelt High School. I'm Katara Jones. I'll have all the details coming up on CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Thomas with a CTV News update. For tens of thousands of young people across Prince George's County, it's back to school. The 2022-2023 school year is underway. We have team coverage tonight, and we start with Byron Scott in Glenarden.
I'm Byron Scott at Glenarden Woods Elementary School, where kids started arriving bright and early.
Good morning, Glenarden Woods. And what a beautiful day it is today.
It's back to school for the young students at Glenarden Woods Elementary School in Glenarden. And what's going through your mind right now?
That I will learn fun stuff and to make new friends.
A caravan of cars rolled up to the entrance with parents dropping off their young, eager children, some parents taking out a moment to etch the moment in time.
And I'm excited for her. She's starting 5th grade, so this will be her last year at Glenarden Woods. She's been here since the beginning, so we're excited for the opportunity for this school year and looking forward to great things, right, Jay?
I have 4 kids.
Charlotte Nawazira is dropping off her 2nd grader.
Well, I'm thanking God that they are able to go to school today. And I'm happy that they're beginning school in school, not virtually.
Her 2 other children are high school bound.
I'm taking anatomy and physiology, so it's like biology and learning about the different systems in the body.
It's just like there's a lot of responsibility on you, to keep up good grades and also to especially aspire for your goals for your education.
There are about 500 pre-K through 5th graders at this school. Jamie Hall is in the 5th and moving on to a new school next year. What are you looking forward to on your first day of school?
My teacher.
Anything else? How about some friends?
Oh yeah, friends.
One of the big concerns this year is just getting the kids to school. It is 9:22 right now, and so far we have yet to see any school buses.
We waited almost for 25 minutes, the bus hasn't arrived, and then we decided to come. But it is a problem, to be honest with you.
Then, just as we were leaving at 9:30, a school bus.
Have an absolutely amazing first day of school. Celebrate with the children. Be excited.
Byron Scott.
A new principal takes the reins of her high school alma mater. CTV News reporter Katara Jones is in Greenbelt with the details.
As students here at Eleanor Roosevelt High School begin their first day back to class, this school's top leader is also beginning her first day. The ringing of a school bell means class is back in session. Here at Roosevelt High, it's not only welcoming students back in the building, but an alumnus. Dr. Portia Barnes has returned as the new principal.
When I walk these halls, I never said to myself, oh, maybe I'll be back here one day as the principal. So that's why it is very full circle, such a surreal moment.
Barnes graduated from Roosevelt back in 1989 and was part of the Science and Tech program. She went on to get her medical degree from Temple University and even practiced medicine before changing careers to education. Barnes says she's looking forward to the new road ahead.
So I spend this year, enhancing what is working great and then just observatory science to see where our deficits may be or where we need to grow.
Barnes isn't the only one starting a new academic year. Nathaniel Cash is entering Roosevelt as a 9th grader and admits he's a bit nervous, but also grateful to have his big sister Naya with him.
Pretty good, a little nervous. But
you're a freshman. You're a freshman?
Yes.
So how does it feel being a freshman?
Nervous because middle school and kindergarten, just the grade levels, they were really easy. Well, this is hard.
Today, Principal Barnes welcomed school CEO Dr. Monica Goldson to Roosevelt. The pair met with staff and stopped by several classrooms to chat with students and teachers.
Dr. Barnes is a product of Eleanor Roosevelt High School, and I'm a product of the district, so it's a different kind of meaning when you get to come back and give to the same school that helped to make you into the person you are today.
Officials say Roosevelt High School is welcoming 2,500 students this year. Katara Jones, CTV News.
County school officials say the district is welcoming more than 131,000 students this academic year. The County Council came off their summer break for a special virtual meeting today to discuss and vote on Resolution CR 090-2022, which outlines the public's process in selecting members to serve on the county's new Police Accountability Board. Miriam Brewer from the County Executive Office spoke about their process for selecting members.
An announcement will be posted on the county's website through communications utilized by the county, which will also include social media, newsletters, and other ways of contacting the public that will explain the duties of the Police Accountability Board, the selection process, and the criteria that is to be used in the selection of the nominees.
The resolution did pass. The County Executive's Office will get to nominate 6 candidates, and the County Council will nominate 5. The selection process for the council consists of a public announcement about openings on the board, a public listening session and Q&A, and then a vote. Lawmakers will reconvene for the fall session September 6th. You're watching CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. Back in a moment.
The coronavirus has affected the African American community in many ways, including a drastic drop in blood donations needed for patients with sickle cell disease. If you're healthy, please make an appointment to donate at redcrossblood.org.
Prince George's police are investigating 2 homicides that occurred yesterday. Police say a 17-year-old girl was shot and killed on the 3400 block of Curtis Drive, not far from the Washington National Cemetery. It happened just before 2 in the afternoon. Investigators say they didn't believe it was a random incident. So far, there have been no arrests. The other incident happened on the 2000 block of Amherst Road in Hyattsville at about 11:30 in the morning. Police discovered the elderly female victim while performing a welfare check at the residence. They say she was suffering from trauma to the body and was pronounced dead at the scene. Anyone with information in either of the cases should contact police. Hyattsville police are warning the public about the dangers of taking recreational drugs and the risk of overdosing and possibly dying. It follows 2 separate incidents involving teens who overdosed in the last 4 days. The most recent happened on Saturday, involved 3 teens at Duck Pond Park who became sick, started throwing up, and later all went unconscious. Last week, a 16-year-old girl had to be pulled from a car in the 3500 block of East-West Highway after ingesting alcohol and oxy.
We want people to understand that this isn't why people use these drugs for fun or during part. Students are now using these drugs partying. It's party time. Kids are going back to school. They're getting back together. Summer's coming to an end. We want people to be aware of the dangers of using these drugs and the dangers that these drugs off the street are often laced with fentanyl and other things to make the experience more fun so that the kids come back and buy from the same people and continue to want to do it. And the dangers are that people wind up dead.
Chief Towers wants the public to know that the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline can be reached by calling 988. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our region. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed nearly 1,300 new cases. The county's positivity rate is at 11.08%. 8 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours. 538 people remain hospitalized. The D.C. sniper accomplice is getting a new sentencing hearing in Maryland. The Supreme Court has ruled that juveniles cannot be given life in prison without parole because it violates their Eighth Amendment rights. Lee Boyd Malvo was 17 at the time of the murders. He's been in prison now for 20 years. Now the state of Maryland has to resentence him. It's unlikely that he'll ever be free. Malvo is still serving a life sentence in Virginia for the murders committed there. Now his partner and mentor, John Allen Muhammad, was put to death for his crimes back in 2009. If you plan to be out and about in the Forest Heights community tonight, listen up. The Maryland Department of Agriculture and the County Health Department are teaming up to continue mosquito control services. Crews are expected to spray for adult mosquitoes after 7:30 in the evening. Spraying is expected to take place on Shawnee Drive near the Forest Heights Neighborhood Park. And still ahead on CTV News, a CTV Sports Page report. Stay with us.
Coming up, the CIAA Division II football champions, Bowie State University, held their final scrimmage in preparation for their season opener. I'm Laurencia Moten, and I'll have that story up next.
Without the letters A, B, and O, there's no mom. There's no Brittany. Because A's, B's, and O's determine your blood type. And we're missing all of them. Schedule your donation at redcrossblood.org.
Yesterday, Commanders rookie running back Brian Robinson was shot during an attempted carjacking. The shooting took place Sunday around 5:30 p.m. on H Street Northeast. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital with what the team described as non-life-threatening injuries. Robinson was drafted by the Commanders as a 98th pick in this year's draft and was expected to start this season. We're hoping for a speedy recovery for Brian. Now Saturday, the Beltway battle took place between the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders fell to the Ravens 15-17, and this game gives the Ravens their 23rd straight preseason win, continuing their record for the most preseason wins in the history of the NFL. Following Saturday's win, head coach John Harbaugh said this win came from hard work and preparation.
Proud of the guys. I thought guys, fought. It's a tough game. This last preseason game is hard because you're only playing with, 40 guys maybe at the most. And guys play a lot of snaps, and you could see it. I mean, everybody was tired out there. The Washington players were gassed. It was kind of it was survival of the fittest at the end there. And we do talk to the guys about when you get tired, the value of fatigue is in preparation. So you have a long practice, a tough practice. Really focus on your execution, your technique toward the end of those practices, and hopefully those guys thought about that out there in the fourth quarter today.
With preseason now over, tomorrow NFL teams will cut their rosters down to 53 players. Also this weekend, the Division II CIAA champions, Bowie State University football team held a scrimmage. The offense went up against the defense, and this was the final scrimmage for the Bulldogs in preparation for their season opener against the University of New Haven. Following the scrimmage, two leaders on the team reflected on how they felt things went.
Came out with a lot of high intensity. At times we got dry, but we had our older guys like myself to come and push younger guys up. If we went down on a drive or something. So I feel like we had a lot of progression today.
Just fixing little things, just little nicks here and there, and iron them out like every year. Same thing as every year. Just iron the little nicks, out. We're gonna be good. Same thing as last year. Just stay on our course, and the outcome's gonna be the same. And I think they were trying to get back, but we at our house. We don't lose at home.
The Bulldogs host the University of New Haven for their season opener September 3rd at 1 p.m. What do you think about that game, Taylor? I know you watched.
I did watch, and so I do enjoy sports. I told you it was going to happen.
You did.
I really wanted to give it to the Commanders. I'm so sorry. Maybe next time, though, right?
It was a fun game.
It was a fun game. All right, well, that will do it for tonight's CTV News. Until tomorrow, have a safe night. Good night.